morning, students. Welcome to Sri GM Dolda e-learning class. I am your social science teacher Priyanka Srivastav, and today we are going to study chapter number 4, Mughal Empire, Establishment and Extension. Students, here Mughal Empire means Muslim Empire. Mughals began to rule on parts of India from 1526 and by 1700 ruled most of the subcontinent. The Mughal Empire was founded by Babur in the 16th century. As Mughals were a Muslim dynasty, they ruled over on a majority Hindu population. The Mughals had built their empire by making good use of India's resources, developing its production capacity, and by supporting a very rich Muslim-dominated trade system. So students, in this chapter, we will study more about Mughal dynasty. So kindly open your textbook page number 28. So students, in your textbook, upper part, some pictures are given. These pictures are historical monuments made by Mughals before India's got independence, or you can say during 16th to 18th century. So here you can see the picture of Mughal architecture, how he has designed these beautiful monuments. Mughal buildings have a uniform pattern of structure and character, including large domes. Such monuments like Taj Mahal, Humayun's tomb, Red Fort, Jama Masjid, Buland Darwaza, etc. are made by Mughal architecture. Now, the next is about Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi was an Afghan by blood and was the last leader of the Lodi dynasty. Ibrahim Lodi became the Sultan of Delhi in 1526. Ibrahim Lodi was the son of Sikandar Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi was killed by Babur in the Battle of Panipat, which saw the end of Delhi Sultanate and the start of the Mughal rule. From here, the Mughal dynasty started. The first emperor of Mughal dynasty was Babur. He is the founder of Mughal dynasty. He ruled over Delhi during 1526-1530. In the year 1527 CE, he fought a battle with Rana Sangha at Kanwa and won the battle. In 1526, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in the year 1530. Babur fell ill and died. After Babur, the next emperor was Humayun. Humayun ascended the throne of Delhi after Babur. Humayun ruled during 1530 to 1540 and 1555 to 1556. Humayun struggled a lot against his brother Kamran and Afghans. Humayun was defeated twice by Sher Shah for 15 years in order to save his life. During that time, Akbar was born in the palace of the king Amarkot. Humayun regained Delhi from successor of Sher Shah. Students, this picture is of Sher Shah Suri. He ruled over Delhi during 1540 to 1545. He is an Afghan leader. He defeated Humayun twice and established Sur dynasty in Delhi. He is known as a reformer in history. After Sher Shah, the Mughal dynasty was re-established in Delhi. After Humayun, the next Mughal emperor was Akbar. Akbar was enthroned at the age of 13. Akbar was young, so Bairam Khan, a faithful minister of Humayun, took care of the administration on Akbar's behalf. When Akbar was in Punjab, Hemu, the leader of Sikandar Sur, stabilized his rule over Delhi. With the guidance of Bairam Khan, Akbar defeated Hemu in the Battle of Panipat, means in the Battle of Second Panipat. Bairam Khan became more independent. Akbar seized away all his powers and sent him for Hajj. Bairam Khan was killed on the way to Hajj. Akbar took control over Chittor and Ranthambore in the battle of against Rana Pratap. Akbar expanded his empire during the period between 1585 to 1605 CE. After Akbar, Prince Salim became the emperor of Mughal dynasty. Salim adopted the name of Jahangir. After Jahangir, Shah Jahan was the next emperor of Mughal dynasty, and the last emperor of Mughal dynasty was Aurangzeb. Students, this is all about Mughal rulers. Now we will study about its relations with other rulers. When Humayun had escaped, Hindu ruler gave him shelter. Therefore, their culture was reflecting in Akbar's too. He took the help of Hindu ruler when he ascended the throne. Akbar knew that if he ignored Hindu Rajput, he won't be ruled in India. So Akbar maintained good relations with the Rajput rulers. The Sisodia Rajputs did not accept Mughal supremacy for a long time. Now, next we will study about tradition and inheritance of Mughal dynasty. In this dynasty, king appoints the next successor of the kingdom. It is usually the oldest son. All the sons would get an equal share of the empire. Next, we will study about its administrative system. During Mughal period, Akbar divided the kingdom into 15 parts. Each part is known as Suba. Suba's subpart is known as government. Government subpart is known as Pargana. The head of each Pargana is called Amir, who collect revenue. During Akbar pilgrim, tax was not levied. Thus, there would be huge crowd in the pilgrim center. He organized his religious meet in the prayer hall at Sikri. The 9 gems of Akbar is Todarmal, Abul Fazal, Mansingh, Tansen, Mulado Piazza, Birbal, Hammam, Faizi and Abdul Rahim. Now next we will study about reform made by Sher. Students, Sher ruled over Delhi for 5 years. That is from 1540 to 1545. He introduced many reformers. He prepared a table for revenue collection based on the type of land and production. He constructed roads to increase trade. He constructed houses during the time of Kotwals were responsible for arresting of criminals. Now, the next is about Chittor's tales of bravery. The battle of Haldighati was fought between Rana of Mewar, that is Maharana Pratap, and the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Akbar defeated Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap and his horse Chetak attained martyrdom. Chetak was specially trained for battles. Chetak would move according to Maharana Pratap's commands. Maharana Pratap lost the battle against Akbar but did not give up. He wandered in the forest, faced many difficulties but remained determined. Rana Pratap formed army with the help of Bhamasa and fought against the Mughal rulers. Again, he won all the forts except Chittor. So students, this is all about your chapter. I hope you understood well and enjoyed a lot this chapter. By this way, I conclude this chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.